You are listening to the MLB Report with Codey Emerson and Uncle Paul Tipton, the Central Indiana Sports Report's weekly look at Major League Baseball. Usually on Mondays, this week, Wednesday for some reason. And here's your host, Greg Mengelt.
Welcome back to the Central Indiana Sports Report for our MLB Report with Codey Emerson of the Greencastle Banner-Graphic and Paul Tipton of Exceptional Baseball Knowledge. And here to talk some MLB. And guys, the Reds are done. Take it away, Codey.
We talked about how the schedule and what they would face, and it kind of seems like I wouldn't call them done. You're 3 games back. The Reds are 3 games back. Now, granted, you have the Diamondbacks and the Giants in front of you, and I think that's probably the bigger problem.
That is the bigger problem.
If anyone catches the Mets, I will be very, very happy. As we record this on September 16th, in the final, couple weeks of the season?
The real sad part for the Reds and the Diamondbacks and the Giants is that the Mets decided that they didn't want to be in the playoffs and couldn't win a game and invited everybody to come along, and everybody's just been kind of so-so.
Nobody
that
wants
third wild card spot it's gonna go to a team. It's not to say that they deserve. I mean, they probably don't deserve to be in the postseason.
Every time the Reds lose, and that's a lot lately, I look at the standings and they're still 2 games back.
I mean, you look at the Giants are 4-6 in their last 10. The Reds are 5-5. The Mets are 2-8. Paul, Diamondbacks have a chance, you think?
No, I do not.
No.
But they have put up a brave fight after getting rid of some key elements. Got rid of Merrill Kelly, and yes,
You got some good players out there. I'll say that
they really do, and they've done a lot better in the last month than anybody expected them.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I've been impressed with them. I think because this was a team that in the first half they were sellers at the deadline. That they were they sold Eugenio Suarez, and can't remember a couple of other pieces. Yeah, so for a team to be sellers and then have this kind of second half turnaround you don't see that very often.
If they'd had any kind of a closer during the year, they would be ahead of the Mets right now. That's been their Achilles heel, and they couldn't do anything about it.
As far as the NL Central goes, it's still Milwaukee's. I mean, the Cubs are still atop of the wild card. And then the rest of the wild card, you got, as far as the Padres still hanging in there, which I think the Cubs and Padres are locked in.
Yes, and they will play each other, undoubtedly. So it looks like it's going to be the Mets and the Dodgers in the first round with the Cubs and the Padres. Yeah.
God, the Mets and Dodgers, you're making me, that's awful.
It is kind of bad, especially as
I don't, as sad as it is, I think I'll root for the Dodgers if that happens. I mean, because I have Freddie Freeman. It's about my only rooting cause.
You cannot root for the defending champs.
I can root for Freddie Freeman.
Okay, if you insist.
Well, do you remember when you asked me early in the year on this podcast if the Dodgers would break the all-time record for wins?
Yes. Yeah. And if the Padres were playing better, the Dodgers shouldn't have won the division, really.
You could make an argument they were the 5th best team in the National League this year.
That is correct, yes.
It's division leaders, Milwaukee, Philly, who just clinched the National League East last night. That being Sunday night. So then in the American League, got the Blue Jays, the Tigers, and the Mariners as your division leaders.
Let's just say in the American League, the only issue is can the Rangers catch the Astros, please?
The Astros are a game back, or a half game back, and the Rangers are 3.5. So the AL West hasn't settled just yet.
Here is the most interesting thing I think about with the AL West. It's most likely again in the playoffs, looking ahead, that the 3 team playing the 6 team, it's going to be the Mariners playing the Astros in the first round, with the Red Sox playing the Yankees also in the first round.
Now
Love
this
it.
is
That would be some interesting matchups.
it most certainly would.
I love every one of those matchups.
You get the wild card, I'm gonna say the Guardians, Greg.
No.
Yes.
Oh, it hurts my ears.
That is their legal name.
Actually, they're playing very well.
They've won 5 in a row, and
they beat the Tigers again tonight. So it's almost like a little bit too little, too late. But that was a shame about their losing Class A, I think.
I think there is some concern, maybe a little bit, with the Tigers, because I did see, and I've got it pulled up as we're talking, Scooble did leave his last start, but it's looking like, from everything he's been saying and the team's been saying, he'll be fine. But it was
aren't you guys always skeptical when they say a pitcher is going to be just fine?
Every time.
Yeah.
Because you just don't know until the next outing, maybe 2 outings.
Yeah.
We've heard it before. He's just got a little impingement and he's going to be fine. And then
3 years later, we're still talking about it.
The Tigers are underperforming, but the Red Sox lost at home tonight to the Athletics, and the Yankees, who had a 10-1 lead, did win their game, but it was 10-9 in Minnesota. Oof. So I don't think those 2 teams are doing extremely well either.
Sounds like we got some really great matchups. And as far as have we decided, I think we touched on this on the last, as far as awards go, I'm still going with Kyle Schwarber for the National League MVP. And
me too.
And I'm
unanimous.
Yeah. And I can't stand the Phillies, but man, I love that guy.
Can we agree that Cal Raleigh's going to win the AL? 2 of us can agree, probably.
Yes, that is correct, too.
I don't know if he's going to win it, but I would definitely consider voting for him. I think it's close, though. I'd go with Judge if I was voting, but I understand why someone would vote for Cal Raleigh for sure.
As of us recording this on Monday, I think he did hit 2 more home runs tonight. So he hasn't really slowed down, as many people thought he would, including me. I really thought he would,
I think the entire world thought so.
Yeah, the wear and tear of being a catcher.
I also predicted that he would not hit that many home runs. And home runs are great, but his batting average is 80 points less than Aaron Judge.
Which is why I would go with Judge, but I still think it's close.
It will be close because everybody loves the long ball. Judge is hitting 327.
Yeah, that's the difference, is the Judge is batting 327.
No, my thing is with the National League is if we say Kyle Schwarber is going to win it.
Who's the guy that he's up against who's doing what Aaron Judge is doing?
That's fair, but if we're going to use the whole batting average argument.
It works for one because the best player has a good batting average, and then the other one, the best player doesn't.
Yeah, I don't know who would be even remotely second in the National League. Kyle Schwarber could still strike out 200 times.
Okay.
He's at 177 right now.
And if you traded him to the Reds tomorrow, I'd celebrate.
His stat line is insane. Both good and
ball
bad.
Hard every time he hits it.
That is correct.
He's batting .244, but has 53 home runs, 128 RBIs, and is on pace to probably strike out 200 times. The power of the long ball.
Although Ohtani, you could still make an argument. I think
that's probably who might finish second. I would imagine so.
I want to point out something, guys. With 12, 11 games to go, I'm not sure any team is getting to 100 wins, and only one team has 100 losses.
I saw that the other day, actually. And that goes to show just how everyone's kind of caught up to everybody, but there's so
many good players when you bring in the Latin players and now the Japanese players. There are so many good players now that every team's pretty good from day to day.
Except the Rockies.
Except for the Rockies. I mean, there are a few. Don't get me wrong. The White Sox are horrible. But
there are some bad teams, and you could make an argument that there's going to be some mediocre teams in the postseason. But for the competitive play and the unpredictability of the playoffs, this is a very good year for baseball. I would agree with you.
I'm excited for it too, because in the National League, I've said this on record, I will stand on this, and you know what? I will eat my words if it happens, but I'm holding true because it's what happened. It's what's always happened. I'm not a Milwaukee Brewers believer. They have never done it.
Nope.
They always fold when they get to the postseason.
They're going to fold like cheese.
They very well.
I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure.
I will gladly come on this podcast and eat my words if it happens. If they, make.
Yeah, you're not going to need to. They're going to fold. They are.
Even if they make.
I am not sure of that at all.
They're the Milwaukee Brewers. That's what they do.
They do not strike out as much as some of the other teams, and they hit more singles and doubles than any other team.
Either the Dodgers or Phillies are winning the National League.
Unfortunately.
I would say the Phillies would be the favorite, but
I hope
the Brewers are going to...
and I put the Padres ahead of them, too.
Oh, wow.
In the postseason.
I hope whoever gets that third wild card spot goes on an Arizona Diamondbacks run.
That's right. Maybe it'll be the Arizona Diamondbacks.
It very well might be. I'll say this. If it's one of the division winners, if Seattle holds on, which I hope they do, I think there's a lot more parity in the American League as far as not to say at the top of it with Toronto, Detroit, and Seattle. I will probably jump on the Detroit Tigers bandwagon come the playoffs.
Paul?
No, I think the Blue Jays are going to the World Series this year.
Ooh, I wouldn't mind it. Which
I would mind it. I would not like it at all. But it looks like
postseason baseball well played in Canada.
They look like the best team in the American League.
They do to me. So they made believers. They lost 2 out of 3 to the Yankees, but
I keep thinking it's going to be the Yankees, and then they just don't look like it.
No, it's just.
All right, Uncle Paul. This is something I like to do every year, and something I like to keep track of for no good reason.
Okay.
I take the old American League divisions and National League divisions and figure out who was going to be in the pennant. Or who's going to be in the NLCS and ALCS if they did it the old way?
East versus West.
That's correct.
Before there was Central.
Right before there was Central,
Gotcha.
And the Milwaukee Brewers, Toronto Blue Jays, Detroit Tigers, and Yankees all were in the same division, and they would all have. So it would be Seattle against the Brewers in the old American League, and in the National League. The Phillies would have a 3-game lead on the Cubs, and they would play the Dodgers, who would have a 2.5-game lead on the Padres. So that's your update from 1988. Who would be in the playoffs?
Oh, the only wrinkle in that is that you put the Brewers in the American League there.
Correct. Huh? Of course, that's what they were in when I was.
Yeah, they were for a long time. Yes,
I've done this with the Astros for years now. I had to move them over to the National League to figure things out. Of course, if you're playing in a different league, your record will be completely different. So that's it's
but it's a fun little experiment.
It is. It's always interesting to see who would be left out. And for the best 4 teams in the American League, if you include the Brewers, all were from the old American League East, which is the way it used to be.
Except for the Oakland A's for a while there.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yes.
Reggie Jackson.
And I think the most intriguing race, as we look for awards just real quick, does Paul Skeens still win the Cy Young in the National League?
Yes.
I don't hate it, but it's I know, because wins are not a pitcher stat. I completely agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
You rarely do see a pitcher with his win-loss record as far as that goes. I would not hate it, and I think he's probably deserving of it, but it'd be a weird thing to see.
Not sure who would finish second.
I think
Maybe
Christopher Sanchez.
Yeah.
And that,
Okay.
I know that's not a people. I think that's why Skeens might win it, is because Christopher Sanchez
people
is
voting.
not.
They've seen Sanchez pitch. They've seen how good he is.
I assume you agree with me that it's amazing to me the number of young pitchers called up with immediate success this year. The Brewers, the Blue Jays last night had a kid came in and struck out 9 guys in the first 5 innings. So probably should have won the game.
By the way, Freddie Peralta would be the other one who would.
Oh yeah,
okay.
Freddie Peralta.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, he's a good one. Forgot.
We'll put him in third.
The Brewers always have someone kind of in the mix.
They usually have 3 or 4, which is why they're a really good regular season team, and they're just not a very good postseason team.
Ooh,
I'm not.
Haven't
You could
been.
be right, Paul. You could very well be right. I'll believe it when I see it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
And-
How are you skeptical? Good.
And if I didn't believe that the Phillies and Dodgers and Padres all had really good postseason rosters, I might buy it. But I think the Brewers have the 4th best postseason roster.
we'll find out here in just a couple weeks.
Correct.
Yeah.
I mean,
And if they win, it would be awful. I think I would. Cheer for the Cubs against the Brewers.
Oh my goodness! Is that the song you're singing?
That's the song I'm singing.
Wow! If it came down to the Cubs or the Brewers, you'd go with the Cubs
Yes.
and their fan base.
Yeah, the Brewers fan base is just as bad.
No, it's not just as bad.
They're from Wisconsin, Paul.
Hopefully we don't have any
Packers
people in
fans. They're the
Wisconsin
same
listening.
people as Packers fans.
You aren't pulling Wisconsin people in the Central Indiana Sports Report. You never know.
No, nobody likes
Okay.
Wisconsin.
Oh my! Oh my!
By the way, half of my family is from Wisconsin, but it's still an awful place. Thank you so much to Cody and Paul for joining me to talk some baseball, and to you for listening. Please do us a huge favor and share this podcast with a Central Indiana sports fan in your life, and help spread the word that the Central Indiana Sports Report is out here talking about Central Indiana sports every single day. The Central Indiana Sports Report is a product of ITG Media, and I love Susie.